Welcome back once again to the WCS America Season 1 Finals. We are in Crank versus Alive, game number 2. Alive looking very strong on Neoplanet S, utilizing that proxy factory to get some Widow Mines in devious places, doing enough damage to set Crank back so far that he was ultimately unable to defend the Marine Marauder medevac push that came a few minutes later.
Yeah, close to flawless game, I'd say, from Alive. Perhaps if Crank wouldn't have lost those sentries the first time those couple of Marines sneaked by and he would have dropped it a little bit quicker, used Photon Overcharge a little bit quicker, then it would have still been possible, but his stack was incredibly delayed. Alive just playing a very, very solid game number 1, and I'm very curious to see what we're going to see out of this lovely red Protoss on the right top side of the map.
That's right, you are of course talking about Axiom Crank, the red Protoss who has spawned in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, and his opponent down in the bottom left, the blue Terran. It is EG's Alive.
How alive do you think he's feeling right now with all that freedom?
He'll be feeling a heck of a lot more alive if he can win 2 more maps. It'll mean he pockets a cool $7,000 cash. A lot of money on the line for every series
even
here.
more than that, Ben, because something that a lot of people don't know is that if you qualify for the WCS Season 1 Grand Finals, the one that we are going to have, I believe roughly in 7 days already in Korea, you get an additional $5,000 just for being there. So yes, you get $7,000 over here for being in the semifinals, then you get $5,000 for Korea, and if that's not enough yet, you get a guaranteed $1,500, even if you lose every single game in the next season of WCS. So there's so much bonus money, and don't we all love free money?
Bonus money is the best kind of free money.
Free money, we need some free money.
So basically win one best of 5, get 20K. It's about what it boils down to.
13.5, but yes. It's a really cool setup that we have over here. Of course, all these guys already guaranteed to be in the next season of WCS, so that is awesome. But we got the losers of the quarterfinals. They are going to go up against each other later on to fight for that guaranteed additional $5,000, and of course the chance to 3-0 innovation in Korea.
That sounds like a show match that you do in like Las Vegas. Like, okay, we've got innovation here, and if you can 3-0 him, we'll give you $100 million.
Well, Sorky is like, sign me up.
Well, even Sulky wouldn't win that challenge, the 3-0.
Well, if he would just lose the first time and then he comes the second time.
Okay, okay.
Interesting stuff going down over here by Alive, man. While we are chit-chatting, we can see that the second Rex is going down. Now, it's been a long time, guys, since I've seen a good old 2 Rex opening. What I'm expecting is indeed a lot of Reapers. I cannot imagine him trying to pressure with Marine Marauders. That's just not that effective anymore these days. Certainly not ever since the addition of the Mothership Core. With Photon Overcharge, Protoss is just a lot safer early on. But hey, 4 or 5 Reapers could definitely mess you up big time. Oh, look at this probe. This pylon is going down so close. This is ironic. Look at that pylon.
Can the Terran player see that?
Yep.
Yeah, he does now. Single Marine does spot that pylon. He's going to let it finish before he starts to attack it, which is, of course, very smart. You are also correct, Kevin. Reapers are on the way. So it will be...
Man, this is an opening that I don't see every single day. Double Rex is something that's quite common. A couple of Reapers early on, certainly on maps like Star Station. Terran players like to bust it out every now and then because it's really hard for Protoss if they go super greedy and only go for 1 Stalker to actually ever kill those Reapers, and if they don't count it. But this pylon from Crank, that's a very surprising pylon, Ben, and I'm not sure what it's going to do.
Uh-oh, Zealot's actually going to spot those 2 Reapers. That's a great scout for Crank. Although I don't know that the Mothership Core being this far out of position, well, can it recall? I guess maybe it can.
The Reapers are actually going back right now, but there was Chrono Boost being spent. This pylon is actually taking a lot of damage. The pylon will fall. The 3 Reapers right now. The moment the Reapers count is almost at 4. I think right now he can start working on these Protoss units. Or he's actually just going to run across the map. But then he's going to have to really worry about home as well, because he does have a bunker, but it's completely
it's
empty.
It's an empty bunker. The lights are on, but there's 1 Marine in the bunker. So
there's 2 Marines in. Man, those 4 Reapers are actually heading over to a Protoss base that's completely unprotected.
Surely Crank's going to recall.
Yeah, there's not a single Stalker there right now. I think Crank has to recall, man.
Single Stalker pops out, but at a terrible time. It's going to get picked off, and these Reapers are doing a ton of damage. Where's the recall?
Crank is really going to have to recall real soon because he's losing so many probes. These Reapers are killing pretty much everything.
Yep, they're going to run down the ramp and maybe pop back up. Cloud Kingdom is a great map for Reaper exploits. Still, the Mothership Core, the Zealot, and the Stalker working on this wall. They're going to kill 2 supply depots. That's going to heavily supply block.
But there are quite a few Marines over here, and the Mothership Core is a little bit outside of range. Actually, most of the SCVs are not attacking the Stalker right now, so maybe Crank is able to kill all these Marines. No, he's not.
Reaper's still doing work up here in the main base, but I feel like Crank is somehow stabilizing, but at what cost, Kevin? 6 workers killed by Crank.
Well,
3 workers killed by...
In all honesty, it wasn't all that bad. Crank played a little bit with fire over there, but that one gateway proved to be enough to deal with those 4 Reapers. Yes, he lost a handful of probes, but above all, he did quite some damage as well. It's not like Alive had a command center going up behind this. Now he does, though, as we can see in the natural expand. Alive going up to 2 bases. But Alive doesn't have a fantastic economy or tech either, so it wasn't all that bad for Crank. Playing with fire, but he read the situation sort of well.
That was really some ballsy play from Crank, man. Just saying, all right, whatever, I'm going to leave this Zealot, Stalker, and Mothership Core here at your wall, and I'll just deal with your Reapers with whatever reinforcements pop out. And surprisingly, it didn't go that bad for him.
Well, Alive did kill 6 probes, as you pointed out. He killed 3 SCVs in the process. A couple of SCVs were not mining for a while, but the same can be said for the probes. So I guess overall it was sort of even. It's really hard to read this game right now.
I mean, expansion timings are about the same, worker counts are about the same. You can't really say one guy has better tech than the other.
Stargate going down, by the way, in the main base of Crank. That's a pretty surprising follow-up. That's not something that you normally see in a situation like this, because you shouldn't forget that this Stargate is going to hit much later than it normally would. And of course, Oracles are fantastic against slow Marines, but by the time that the first Oracle enters the main base right now, well, Stim won't be ready yet, but it's going to be quite close.
Yeah. Reapers are also still sharking around outside the main base of Crank.
These Reapers are giving Alive so much map control right now. It's just fantastic to play Terran versus Protoss once you have the Protoss cornered and your Reapers are just dancing back and forth. You see pretty much everything. He did not spot the Stargate
Crank hates
yet.
that one Stalker shooting it.
But he could eventually just decide to sacrifice a Reaper and go for it, because these Reapers are so quick and there are only 3 gateway units out right now. Ah, he's gonna spot the Oracle, I think. I think he did. He should have seen it. If he was watching at the replay, he should have seen the Oracle. And above all, he might have seen the hallucinated Phoenix, which might go in first to absorb a Widowmine shot, but there is no Widowmine shot to be absorbed.
Oracle quickly making its way across the map. Marines are hustling back to the... Oh, they're going to kill the hallucinated Phoenix, but that means they're probably going to be out of position for this Oracle. Yep. This Oracle might have a chance to do some serious damage here, Kev.
There are 9 Marines on the map right now. A couple of Marines are spawning, and 4 Marines heading over to the natural mineral line. That should be enough, with reinforcements that is. Normally 4 Marines is not enough, but more Marines are on the way. And Alive is like, sure man, kill my Marines as long as you don't kill my SCVs. I am more than fine.
Nicely done there, repelling that Oracle. Literally just barely getting everything back there in time, but he does deal with it.
A little bit sloppy though by Crank. There is normally no excuse to lose an Oracle against slow Marines, certainly not in a situation like this. Perhaps he didn't see the reinforcements coming in, but that's a massive pickup for Alive. Not only is he actually killing the Oracle, he doesn't have to worry about it for the rest of the game, or at least until he makes another one. There is one more Oracle on the map. We're going to see the same thing once more, hallucinated Phoenix and an Oracle. But he's going to need to do some more damage than he's done so far, Ben.
I do like the use of Hallucinate here by Crank, just gathering that extra vision, making sure that he's got a clear path for his Oracle. It does not, however, spot all these Marines moving out across the top half of the map.
He has to be so careful with the Mothership Core, by the way, in the main base, because he recalled it out when it barely had any HP. So yes, now the shields did regenerate, but that Mothership Core barely has any HP. Anyways, let's see how well that Oracle will do while the bio units are completely out of position. Oracle is going to scout these Medevacs as well, so Crank should know what time it is.
Yeah, and
he's going to have to drop force fields really early on and photon overcharge.
And here we go. Marines are making their way forward. Big stim goes down, but as does a photon overcharge, and Alive is not going to be able to commit to that. Single Oracle still just kind of floating around the main base of Alive. I feel like he could just zap those Marines, but he's not going to.
I think above all he just wants to keep it alive. Perhaps he could use Revelation later on as well to keep track on those Medevacs. Crank, his first Colossus is in production. As soon as he has one Colossus, he's going to be more than fine against this very Marine heavy army. He's just upgrading from 1 Forge, but I think the same can be said for Alive, as Alive does have +1 ready already, but the second armor upgrade, or the first armor upgrade, is just on the way.
Crank being very careful about how he does this. Is that the first photon overcharge, or did he use it again?
I think that's still the first, man.
Just lasts forever.
Yes.
Planetary Nexus, as Alive just wants to heal up all those units before he does anything else. Man, Crank literally... Oh, great! Force fields do go down, but is there enough damage output in that Protoss army to kill all that stuff?
As soon as he has the Colossus, he will have enough DPS, but Alive going in with the Medevac, picking up a couple of those Marines, and he might actually just fly to the main base right now. This is going to be a little tricky for Crank, because he also used both photon overcharges already. So in the natural, he's going to be fine, but those Zealots are going to have to protect that Colossus, man.
And they will do a fine job of it. Colossus just laying down what damage it can. Marines and Marauders stimming and dancing and ultimately getting picked up and carried away because Crank has managed to hold successfully.
Hey, you know what's interesting? We have a Phoenix on the map. And the second Phoenix is in production as well.
Oh, I
he
like
might
this.
be potentially able to snipe those medevacs right now. At least he's going to be able to keep track on them. Alive is going to perhaps run into the natural as well. Oh, Colossus is there, so exposed.
Drop doing some good damage here in the back of the main base. Meanwhile, in the natural, we have a lot more fighting taking place as there is no army there at all. Widow mines are burrowed. Marines and Marauders trying to pick off some Colossi. One Colossus looks like it will go down. The drop in the back still not having been dealt with. Phoenix is doing what they can to clean it up.
Phoenix are like, guys, need a little bit of backup over here. Eventually, at least the medevacs did die, of course, and now a couple of zealots will be wiped in, so Frank should be able to clean this up.
Probes have been killed, Kev.
Yeah, that's
So,
a massacre.
pretty devastating damage there. Takes Crank down to just 35 harvesters against 48. Tough spot to be in. Alive is really looking sharp right now.
And with the unit composition that Crank is going for, that's not a unit composition that you can pull off with less economy. I mean, if he's relying on a couple of High Templars with 200 energy, comebacks are always possible. But Phoenix Colossus, that's not something you do of a low economy. Certainly not when your opponent is outmining you. We have the Oracle flying into the natural once more, but these Oracles have just not paid for themselves throughout the entire game.
Crank just killed one of his own pylons? Is that what I saw?
I wasn't watching.
Maybe misclicked Zealots there. As Oracle will spot that, yes indeed, Alive has taken a third base.
I mean, Phoenixes are very good in dealing with drops, but it comes to the point where Alive doesn't really have to drop right now. He could be like, alright, you just macro up on 2 bases, I'm gonna macro up on 3 bases, while one Phoenix will fall. Getting a little overeager there, trying to pick off that medevac. This has not been a cost-effective game so far for Crank. The unit loss resource step shows us that as well.
Yeah,
and now the
also
Oracle falls again.
losing the Oracle there to a couple of Vikings. Alive seemingly outplaying Crank at every turn so far. Crank's going to try to take a third base here. I don't know if that's the best choice for him at this point, but I also don't know what his
I mean, he has to do
are.
something. It's not like he can make a 2-base push of the economy that he has.
That's
He's on
true.
44 probes. As we pointed out once more, like Phoenixes are very good in dealing with drops. So all that Crank can wish for is that he's just able to sort of slowly but steady max out on 3 bases, because until he reaches at least 150, 160 supply, he doesn't really want to move out, because right now his army is just way too vulnerable. Those Colossus have barely any protection. A bunch of Marauders could just stim in and literally kill them.
2-2 is on the way for Alive. Crank does have 1-1. He's not working on any other upgrades just yet. Even a couple of Hellbats in production.
That's not too scary, considering the Colossus count is going up to 4 real soon, and Colossus are of course very good in dealing with Hellbats. Vikings are going to spot these Phoenixes right now. There are 4 Phoenixes, that's easily enough to deal with most of the drops, but in a straight up fight, if you really want to rely on Colossus Phoenix, which is something that Nighten did once upon a time, we also saw it not too long ago, I kind of forgot who it was, but I always think of Nighten against Boxer, because that just sounds so cool to say, Nighten playing against Boxer.
Nighten.
In TSL 3, I believe it was, where Nighten was going for Colossus Phoenix.
The Romanian champ. Does Romania have any really good StarCraft players?
Yeah,
other than
Def
Nighten?
Angel.
Oh, how could I forget? Still, not as awesome as Nighten. No offense.
It's pretty hard to be as awesome as Nighten. We all love Nighten.
He has the voice of an angel.
105 army supply right now for Alive against 66 for Crank. Crank is slowly but steady trying to transition into something else as he is researching Charge. Storm, or at least Templar Archives, is on the way, so Storm will eventually be on the way, but it's going to be so hard for him to stay alive against the first real push of Alive. But it's not impossible. With Photon Overcharge, perhaps a couple of really good force fields, and if Alive makes a mistake or two with his Vikings, then anything is possible, but well, we have 12 Vikings. Oh my god. Wow, Alive is really not taking half measures, Ben. He has 12 Vikings on the map, and he's producing 4 Vikings at a time.
16 now, man. 16 Vikings, 4 Battle Hellions, a lot of bio, and a small drop in the back of the natural means that a few more probes will fall. That workers lost count falling to, or climbing, I should say, up to 31 now.
Alive kind of hates probes today.
33 probes kills total for Alive as he continues to be as annoying as he can around the map. Kev, I was going to say, I feel like we keep coming back to Photon Overcharge. If we get good defensive positions, if Photon Overcharge can change the course of the battle, then maybe Crank can do something here. But Alive, I really do feel like he is starting to snowball out of control.
The forces are going to be fantastic for Crank if he wants to somehow make something happen, but above all, I think Alive is going to have to somehow mess up his Viking control, because he has so many of them. He's moving forward up in this ramp, and this isn't looking good for the Protoss, man.
Not at all. Colossi just melting away, and the Vikings now could land if they wanted to. First they'll deal with these Phoenixes. This Nexus, planetary Nexus or not, is not going to stick around for long. We're not going to get to see it fall, though. Crank GG's, and Alive goes up 2-0. This is some impressive PvP.
Alive is just playing really well, Ben. He's choosing funny build orders. The first game he proxies the factory and deals a lot of damage with proxy Widow Mines. The second game he opens up double Rex, not something you see every day, certainly not on Cloud Kingdom, even though it's a reasonable map for it. If you think about it, it's just something that you haven't seen in a little while. Crank took a risk early on, deciding not to recall those units immediately. It wasn't all that bad when that happened, but it also wasn't amazing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what we're left with is a 2-0 Alive advantage. As we head into game number 3, it will be on Akalon Waste. But before we can do that, we've got to take a short break. Guys, don't go anywhere. The WCS America Finals will continue after this.